back again to talk a little bit of NFL football.
NFL football.
Because we do have a little bit of football left.
Just a eensy bitsy
College
little
is
bit.
gone, but we still got NFL. We got 3 more games left in the year. But first, we're going to recap.
The divisional round.
The divisional round matchups. We had 4 of them last week, of course. On Saturday, we had Indy at Kansas City.
Me and Dad were both surprised
Yeah, I was
of
really
how
surprised.
overmatched Indianapolis was.
Yeah, I was honestly worried that, or not worried, but I actually thought Indy might have a chance to win that game because their offensive line had been so good. Nobody had touched Andrew Luck in forever.
Out of all the defenses that he could have trouble against,
Kansas City sacked him and sacked him and then sacked him and chased him the entire game. I mean, just harassed him and ended up beating him pretty easy, 31-13. They mirrored him, 31-13, baby. They mirrored him, took him
how
down.
does Kansas City's defense look like one of the worst in football to one of the biggest,
I don't know,
one of the
matchup.
best football?
It's just matchups, I guess. The matchups just worked perfectly for them.
Hopefully, this upcoming week, we'll see that same result.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we had. Andrew Luck only threw for 200 yards. Pat Mahomes threw for 278. It was just one of those days. T.Y. Hilton. I thought T.Y. Hilton would have a big time against their secondary. He only had 60 yards receiving. It was.
Yeah, Kansas City's secondary.
Mm-hmm.
You saw them get torched all throughout the season.
I did see a stat though that sort of made sense right before the game. I thought, oh no, Kansas City's probably. Indy's defense is one of the worst about giving up passes to tight ends.
And who did they got?
Travis Kelce caught 7 passes for 108 yards and a TD. So I think Travis Kelce sort of ate them up. So I
And
think
he has a commercial to show for it.
yeah, he's got a McDonald's commercial to show for it. So yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is leading the Chiefs to a possible Super Bowl berth here.
Second year player. He had a fantastic first half. The second half of the football game, they came back down. Indy had a good halftime talk, and they came back down a little bit. But
That's Andy Reid. He almost blew the game once again. He almost did it. He almost did it by like this much.
Yeah, Pat Mahomes was 27 of 41 for 278, and he finished with a 68 QBR. But still, he won. I think that was the first game all year he did not throw a touchdown pass.
But he ran for a touchdown.
Hey, yeah, he was still in the end zone. Yeah. So and Andrew Luck was 19 for 36. So Andrew Luck was just 50% passing because he was getting harassed constantly.
Yeah, but Kansas City is not a good place to play, especially Arrowhead, in the playoffs.
And we always thought Kansas City, who's going to be their runner? Hunt's not there. How are they going to gain yards?
It turns out they're just going to use a random bunch of assorted cast members.
Williams ran 25 times for 129 yards and a TD.
Looks like you found one.
Looks like you found a running back.
Unless you want to go for Le'Veon Bell in the offseason, which that would make your team literally just
a juggernaut. Man, they're already a juggernaut, but they really would be a juggernaut then, yeah. All right, you want to jump on over to...
Congratulations, Kansas City.
Congratulations, Kansas City, and we'll see you in the AFC
Championship
game. Later that day, we had my Cowboys, Dallas, at the Rams, but it didn't.
Expected results.
Honestly, I was surprised Dallas.
The Rams were the better team when you looked at it.
I was surprised Dallas made it as far as they did. I mean, they made it interesting at the end, 30-22.
Jason Garrett, once again, can't get past the divisional round.
Hey, at least they won a game this year.
Yeah, they won a playoff game.
They won a playoff game, yeah.
But
Prescott was 20 for 32 for 266 yards. So he had a decent game. He threw for a touchdown. Goff only was 15 of 28 for 186 yards touchdown.
Less than 200 yards. So,
the downfall was, Dallas's, you would think, Dallas's offense would have been weak. Kansas City, and the Rams' defense would have been good. But Dak was actually a very good, productive quarterback in that game. But Dallas's defense gave up over 270 yards rushing.
Oh, yeah. Don't they have Todd Gurley? And who is this person they call C.J. Anderson?
He is risen from the dead. He was cut twice this year. 2 times.
Once from my Panthers.
And once from the Raiders. Raiders cut everybody. But C.J. Anderson got 123 yards and 2 TDs, and Gurley got 115 yards and 1 TD.
They're gonna have a fun matchup coming into the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, with a total of 273 yards rushing total as a team. So, Dak outplayed Goff as a quarterback, but Dallas's defense could not stop the run.
Well, Todd Gurley. That's just Todd Gurley
Todd
being
Gurley
Todd Gurley.
and C.J. Anderson, yeah.
With that result out of the way, the Cowboys' offensive coordinator is gone.
Yeah, I think they let him go today, didn't they? He is, what was it,
Out of here.
out of him? That's not going to do any good. They still got the same crappy head coach and the same crappy GM who is also the owner.
Salt.
Calm down, Tracy.
Calm down the salt meter.
Calm down, Tracy. I love my Cowboys. I just want them to do well, and they're not going to do well.
Do you know what the definition of an insanity is?
Doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result.
Oh, yeah. I'm so sorry.
It's the truth. Calm down. Calm down. All right, we'll jump on over to Sunday. We had the L.A. Chargers at the New England Patriots. That was my biggest surprise of the weekend.
Oh, yeah, that was
I
a
thought
surprise.
that was the closest spread. It was only 4 points.
4 points.
And New England come in and scored touchdowns on, was it 4 straight drives?
I think 5 straight drives, if I'm...
It might have been 5 straight. I lost
count.
I lost count. They made so many touchdowns in a row. It was...
Either it was a terrible game plan or just crappy execution by the Chargers. But it just seemed like they couldn't get a finger. They couldn't lay a little finger.
I can tell you what it is. Brady is not the best quarterback ever, but if you play zone against him, he will throw a 3-yard pass and a 5-yard pass and shred you. And guess what defense the Chargers played all year long? Zone. They played zone all year long, and they just destroyed them. You can't play zone unless you've got some superior rushers that get Tom Brady out of the pocket in 2 seconds.
Unless you were last year's Philadelphia Eagles.
Yep.
They had good rushers, and they got to Tom.
Yeah, you can't play zone, though, and just sit back and wait for him to pick you apart. He'll pick you apart. And he picked him apart, and that's what they did. And I didn't even pay attention that the Chargers played zone. And they didn't come out of it. They did not change for this game. They stayed in zone for this game and got destroyed.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm just kind of wondering why they stuck with that instead of just going man-to-man.
I don't know.
Just stick to your gun.
Phillip Rivers threw for 331 yards and 3 TDs. But Brady threw for 343 yards and a TD. They couldn't stop it. They just couldn't stop it. Sonny Michel rushed for 129 yards and 3 TDs. They just could not. They just couldn't. Do you know
what this will do? They're gonna add fire to his GOAT campaign here.
Guess what the total rushing yards was for the Chargers?
Pick me a number between 1 and 100.
No, I'll give you pick a number between 1 and 25. That's how low it was. It was 19 yards rushing. They got
You didn't let me pick a number.
It was 19 yards. How can you have 19 yards rushing? Well, I guess when you're down 41-3, you're not going to rush the ball. You're going to just throw it.
Well, Phillip Rivers didn't turn the ball over. That's
he did
positive.
He did have one pick. He had that one pick. But
well, that's about it.
It was garbage. Yeah, it wasn't much.
Garbage time.
But yeah, it was just.
If I were the Chargers, maybe if the Patriots go away next year, if that happens, or the next year, then maybe you guys could have a little more.
It was 35-7 at halftime though, and over. So.
Oh yeah.
It was just over.
So Patriots, yet another AFC championship
game. Now they do have to go on the road for the championship game, so we'll talk about that here in just a second. Lastly, though, the last of the 4 games, we had the Eaglets at the Saints.
I know what kind of barb you were trying to throw at.
What?
The Eaglets.
What? The Eaglets? The baby Eagles? No, it was magic. It was Magic Man time. Nick Foles.
Well, Nick Foles
and he
went
almost
off-
pulled it out.
almost
He
pulled it
almost
out.
He almost did, yeah. The Saints won 20-14, but if it wasn't for that late interception, you almost felt like
The Eagles
were
gonna
going to pull it out there. It was crazy.
There is some real odd magic with Foles in the playoffs.
Foles was only 18 of 31, 201 yards, 2 interceptions, with a 49.6 QBR.
So the Saints defense got to him.
Saints and Drew Brees threw for 301 and 2 TDs.
Yo,
that
Alshon
one.
Jeffrey, how's that botched catch feeling?
Oh, that's what I feel sorry for him.
Oh, yeah, that's
I'm not
terrible.
an Eagles fan, but
That has to be brutal. Especially losing a playoff game like that.
no.
That.
Michael Thomas being his normal Superman self, 171 yards receiving. Yee, in a playoff game, dude, when you know they're going to throw to him, and he still gets 171 yards receiving.
They're going to be dangerous, too.
They are going to be dangerous, yep.
And once Drew Brees is Drew Brees, which, happy 40th birthday, man. They're going to be potentially lifting that Lombardi high to the sky this year.
Yeah, he threw to 8 different receivers.
Now, that's what I call sharing the football.
He shared the football, yeah. Yeah, but congratulations to the New Orleans Saints and Drew Brees and Alvin Kamara. He's a Tennessee Vol, baby. I love it. I'm going to be a homer. I can't help it. I can't help it. All right, let's jump on over now. We know what's been played. Let's look at the 2 games coming up. The
That are
conference.
big.
Huge games. Sunday, 3:05 p.m. Eastern Time. The L.A. Rams are at
The New Orleans Saints.
New Orleans Saints. New Orleans is favored by 3 points. Man, that is going to be
A really exciting game.
really exciting game.
So, who do you pick to go to the Super Bowl out of the NFC?
I'm going to pick the Saints. I mean, how many games have the Saints lost at home? In the
0.
in the
playoffs.
In the playoffs, 0. They've never lost a game at home in the playoffs.
And you know what kind of home field advantage the Superdome is.
They're going to be loud. They're going to be loud, and they're going to be loud. Jared, now, the one thing that sort of gets me on that too, you know, Drew Brees has only threw 5 picks the entire year in 17 games now. Goff's through 12. So he
had a point during the season where he didn't look good at all.
Yeah, he's a little younger. So, you know, that might have actually happened. That might actually get him, you know. So, I'm actually going for Breeze there on that one. Plus, I like Kamara. Now, the rushing, Gurley and C.J. Anderson is going to be a little bit of a problem.
It's going to be a hassle, especially if you lost your defensive tackle to an injury.
Yeah, but ever since they got Cam Jordan back,
their defense has been
their
much
defense
better.
is almost 7 points a game less scoring against them ever since Cam Jordan came back. So I'm going to lean towards the Saints.
So the
a little
Saints
bit.
are your pick for Super Bowl 53
53, yeah. Mm-hmm.
out of the NFC.
Yep. All right, let's jump to the AFC game.
Now here's where things get
Very
legacy
interesting.
defining.
Legacy defining. Yeah, you've got New England, New
Looking
England Brady's at the Kansas City Chiefs. Nobody talks about anybody else on the team but Brady. It might as well be the New England Brady's.
how about Belichick?
The Belichick's really the best player on the team. He's the coach. You've got the Patriots at the Chiefs. Chiefs again are favored by 3
At home in Arrowhead.
at home in Arrowhead.
So, Kansas City is really good in Arrowhead. That's no mistaking in the regular season. And do you think this will finally be the year where Andy Reid finally breaks out?
I really think so. I think that this is Mahomes' year, that this is Andy Reid's year.
He threw
to
50
where-
freaking touchdowns, dude.
Yeah. Mhm.
In the season.
The only thing that worries me is Andy Reid. Will he tank it? You know, will the Chiefs get up 34-17 or something, and then they
Pull in Atlanta.
They pull it back and they just sit back and lose. I mean,
Yeah, that's.
I hope that
I've
they
seen
will
that
go for the
so
Juggernaut.
many times before.
On the computerized matchup predictor, the Chiefs actually have a better chance of winning than the Saints do. The Chiefs have a better chance of beating the Patriots than the Saints do of beating the Rams. That's the computerized matchup predictor. That's not me at all. So
that's weird, Dad.
and that is
That is
weird,
really
yeah.
weird.
See, Mahomes has threw for 12 picks. Brady's threw 11 picks. So that tells you how good Breeze has done by only throwing 5 the entire year.
Goat candidacy.
So
You're missing a person.
You're missing a person there. You know, man. Yeah. For Brady's threw 11, Mahomes is through 12, and Goff's through 12. Breeze is only through 5. So again, that's another reason why I believe the Breeze is not going to give the game away.
He's gonna throw the football and toss it and fling it around the field.
Yeah.
Sean Payton and Drew Brees have won a Super Bowl together a decade ago, actually. From this day,
Yeah.
maybe not a decade ago, but 10 seasons ago.
That's 10 seasons ago. Yeah. So yeah, we are leaning towards a New Orleans,
Kansas City
Super Bowl,
and this will be the first time in a long time that Brady loses in the AFC Championship game.
Another thing, what's the Patriots' record on the road this year?
3-5. That gives you a kind of a gist of what the game may be like.
Yeah, I think. Now, I do think it will probably be high scoring. I think it's going to.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be high scoring.
I think the over and under is 56.5 points. So, it may be a 30 to 30.
But
I think it's going to be over 56.5.
But
I think it's a 30.
Kansas City's defense does play better at home than it does on the road.
Extremely well, more at home than they do on the road.
It took care of Indy's offensive line, so.
They are peaking at the right time. Their defense is peaking at the right time.
But it needs to peak at the best time to take out
the Patriots.
Out the Patriots.
Well-
A long running conqueror of the AFC. If we can
torturer of the AFC. But other than that, we are gone. We will be back again to go
send
over
us
these
up
games.
down in the comments section.
And then we'll talk about the Super Bowl. We'll preview the Super Bowl. Hit us a like. Hit us a subscribe. Talk about that. Share us around.
Hit the groovy baby button.
Hit the groovy baby button over here. Other than that, we will be gone.
Oh, see you next week.